Hi everyone, thanks for joining in. We'll give a few minutes for everyone else to join in and we'll begin shortly. Hi everyone, thank you for joining today's webinar on Cisco cybersecurity, Cisco Umbrella with Spring Networks. My name is Harry and I've got Alex here with me from Spring Networks as well.
Yep. Hi everyone.
This is a series of webinars that we run here at Spring Networks, focused mainly on the SMB cybersecurity sector. We plan to keep these webinars as short as possible and try to cover it at 30 minutes every week, and we run it every week at Friday at 11 a.m. As you may know, last week we discussed about Fortinet and how Fortinet can protect your perimeter security. So this week we are going to do Cisco Umbrella. So as you can see, we are trying to be vendor neutral as much as possible. At the end of this webinar, we plan to give a live demo of Cisco Umbrella. So we hope that this will prove how Cisco Umbrella is a perfect cost-effective solution for your SMB. Before we dive deep into the Umbrella solution itself, let's look at some of the challenges that the current IT sector is facing. Going back a few years, even some companies right now, what happens is the way the network is constructed is that there's internet, and then internet is directly connected to a border router, and behind the border router there sits a firewall. So all the traffic going in and out of your office network goes through the firewall, so all the employees and your network resources are secure. So with the current working environment, with COVID and remote work, this has fundamentally changed.
So what has changed? So I think more happens off the network. So now branch offices are connecting directly to the internet. I've been working with few customers in the Pacific Islands. We used to think Pacific Islands internet is not that great, and the customer cannot rely on the internet to run their WAN connections. But right now, in the last few years, we saw many customers literally moving from the MPLS network to the internet, which means the branch network has direct internet access right now. And also there are more roaming users than ever. So given the current COVID-19 circumstance, and now it's the expectation to be able to connect from an airport, cafe, or from comfort of your couch at home. And also add to that, they don't always turn on the VPN, which also means that they are more vulnerable and you lack visibility and protection than ever. And also, apps and infrastructures are moving to the cloud. Users are no longer need to connect to the corporate network to get work done. And given the use of like a Salesforce or Office 365 and others, now you just need to sit from your on your couch and at home. You can access all your company's resources. Also, let's look at some specific statistics. So again, so this statistics is not coming from us; it's coming from the reputed organization across the world. It's including Gartner's or IDG. Admit to not using the VPN. Ask yourself, how many times have you used your corporate laptop for personal use at home without VPNs? At least I'm thinking I do it all the time. So,
the challenges that the companies are facing right now is, first of all, it's visibility. If the company or the network admins don't know what's going on within the network, what the users are browsing, it's going to be really hard to enforce policies, which comes to the second problem, which is enforcement. If you can't see really what's going on within the network, how can you really implement the policies necessary to increase security within your network? And if you don't have visibility and enforcement, management of those of the users will be quite challenging. So this is where really Cisco Umbrella comes in. Now let's take a look at how this is a really good solution especially for an SMB customer. Before we dive deep into what Umbrella itself is, we have to look at DNS, domain name system, because DNS is what really makes Umbrella tick. DNS is a foundational component of how the internet works, and it is used by every single device on a network. So you can think of DNS as the phone book of the internet. The same way a phone book keeps track of the index of phone numbers, DNS keeps an index of IP addresses correlated to its website. Everything on the internet has an IP address, but we don't really expect people to really remember, let's say 8.8.8.8, which is the Google's IP, but it's really easy to remember google.com. Therefore, we use DNS to help connect websites to the internet. So the way Umbrella acts is that way before a malicious file is downloaded onto your computer, a DNS request is sent out to the internet. So Umbrella scans that the DNS request sent and checks if it's a malicious request or a regular request and filters depending on that. So the Umbrella acts as a first layer of defense against threat by preventing devices from connecting to malicious sites. And this is also how Umbrella is the first layer of defense for any host within your network. Now let's take a look at how Umbrella does this.
Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. So when Umbrella receives a DNS request, for example, let's say internetbadguys.com, and it first identifies which customer the request is coming from and which policy to apply. So is it coming from your IT team or from your HR team or even from your CEOs? So we can set different policies to each groups according to categories. So first is safe request. So which is normal, usual business related traffic. So we roll the Umbrella will roll the connection as usual, and you will go to the website like normal. And also for risky domain. So the Umbrella will start with the URL inspection. Going back to the internetbadguys.com, so we as a human can quickly identify this as a suspicious because we know we have the experience. But what happens when attackers trying to trick us? So instead of apple.com, they can use simply replace L with 1, which is app1e.com. At a quick glance, so this might fool a lot of us, and this is a simple example of one of the many analytics that we carry out on URL to determine how reputable it is. If we are still unsure and if the URL is for a file or just a normal link, so the Umbrella can further scan with the antivirus and the malware engines to determine the validity of the files. Now let's take a look about the intelligence of the secret source behind the analytics. So what makes Umbrella so effective is the industry-leading threat intelligence team called Cisco Talos, which is the largest non-governmental threat intelligence group on the planet. So with close to 300 researchers, Talos is the single best source of the threat intelligence. And also they are not only responsible for the umbrella, they're also responsible for the protection in all other products that Cisco are delivering. That's why the Cisco deliver the better security fallacy. So also not only does Telos block the most threats as shown on the left diagram, as you can see here, so but we also analyze the most diverse type of data. So from Umbrella's point of view, so it will also using the information fed to them from other security solutions such as email or endpoints or even network devices. Means if your endpoints, your PC capture a malware link, and then it doesn't matter where you sit, this can be populated to all your organization, in your entire organization in 1 second. So let's look at some actual numbers here.
Yeah, if you look at actual numbers, there are about 180 billion requests per day due to the internet, and right now there are about 90 million active users, and this number is only constantly growing. So Talos, which is the heart of Umbrella, scans for all of these requests, and if there's anything malicious, then it really reports to Umbrella, and then Umbrella takes care of the rest, saying if to block it or to allow it, or to set it in the middle part, which is the yellow part that we showed in the early slide.
Which is the proxy.
The proxy, yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's look at some specific use case of the Umbrella. So for Umbrella, they put in, they have three major use cases. So firstly is to protect against the ransomware and other malwares. So not only does Umbrella stops users from downloading these malicious files, but even if someone gets infected through other methods like through a USB stick, Umbrella still continues to block the connection to the command of control servers where attackers try to download the actual payload and the key to encrypt endpoints. Also, the second use case is the Umbrella acts as the first line of defense. As we mentioned before, DNS is the first step of any internet communication. Means it doesn't matter where you are trying to connect in, the first step would always be the DNS request, regardless of which port or protocols. And by blocking at the DNS level, endpoints are stopped even before making any contact to the malicious web server, and which could greatly reducing risk. And the last one, but not least, so Umbrella protects the roaming user of the network. With the help of the lightweight agent that can be integrated as a module to your existing any client agent or the Umbrella agents, Umbrella gives the admins the visibility and the control of any devices on and even off the network. For example, if your team has got a new laptop or iPad to your IT staff, how would your IT team make sure that your staff are not accessing any gambling website outside of the network? With Umbrellas, your IT admin can carry the same policies in your network as well as at home, and the IT admin will never lose visibility.
Great, thanks, Alex. Let's quickly get on to the live demo. Let me open up my browser. Yeah, here we go. So this is the dashboard of the login portal of Umbrella. So I'll quickly log in. It's logging into the Umbrella dashboard itself. Yeah, here we go. So this is the entire dashboard of Cisco Umbrella. So this is the backend that you will see if you have any devices that are connected to Umbrella. So you can customize this based on your company logo, and as soon as you log in, it will give like an overview of your network. So you can see the total number of requests, the total blocks, and the security blocks. And if there are any patches that has to be done, it will be shown on top. So right now you can see that we have one active network. So what does that mean? That means that we've got one network, which is Sprint Networks. We pointed the DNS of Sprint Networks to Umbrella. And we have two roaming clients. So these are VMs right now. We can install them as actual production clients on regular laptops as well. And also we have one virtual appliance. This is not really important, but the reason we have this is to gain further visibility of your internal network. So if you scroll further down, you can see the malware blocks, the phishing blocks, and this really gives you an overview. So if you're a network admin, all you have to do is log into this dashboard, and you don't even have to click on any of these menus. You can see your entire network, your overview of the entire network from this dashboard itself. So let's dive deep into, let's say, total blocks. If you click on total blocks, it tells you all the sites that have been blocked. So these are policy-related blocks. So I've set a policy to block ebay.com and then YouTube, but there are some other websites, let's say, okay, maybe not on this. Yeah, if you go to deployments, networks.
So I saw there's some arrows on the overview page. Can you go a little deeper into that?
Yeah. So if you show the error, as soon as you log into this, it will show if there's any error. So you can click on that, click on the error, and it will tell you an easy way to remediate this error. So you can see this is the virtual appliance that we're running. And if you click on the error details, it tells you what the actual error is and how to fix it. So we need another redundant virtual appliance running side by side to the current virtual appliance to increase the availability, basically. That's what they're trying to say.
So basically, the Umbrella portal will guide you to deploy.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. So then if you look at roaming computers, these are the VMs that I was talking about, but if you have actual roaming clients, what you can do is you can click on this and then download for either Mac OS or even Windows. If you look at mobile devices, so as you know, every single one of us have a mobile device. So how do you really protect one of your mobile devices? Either it's an iPad or a laptop, if it's a mobile phone, what you can do is you can click on Manage MDMs, and then directly download the config, and all you have to do is click on it, and it'll do the necessary config on your for the IPs. Basically, direct your DNS to Umbrella. Then if you go to domain management, these are so we don't have anything added here, but if you have any local domains, let's say, for example, in our case, if you had sprintnetworks.com, sprintnetworks.net, sitting locally within our company, we can add it here. So the DNS traffic does not have to go all the way to Umbrella, but it can be resolved within our network border DNS router. And then you can click on Active Directory. So if you have Active Directory within your company, you can manage the Umbrella portal or the Umbrella onboarding of users directly from Active Directory. So you don't even have to log into this portal. You can directly manage it from Active Directory. And then if you look at some of the policies that we've set, yeah, this is a policy overview. So if you click on all policies, it gives an overview of all the policies. And the destination list policies. So if you go to global block, I showed you previously saying that eBay and YouTube were blocked. So if you want more domains to be blocked, you can easily add it from here. And if I show you the actual block itself, yeah, right now if I log into ebay.com, it should block it. There you go. So this is the block page. You can customize the block page based on your needs. So right now we've just got the logo of Sprint Networks and say this site is blocked. but you can customize it to any way you like. And then if you look at the content categories, based on categories that you'd like to block, you can set policies here. So if you want, let's say, adware to be blocked, then alcohol-related websites, or even gambling, you can directly click on this one of these check buttons and hit save, and it will automatically implement the policies throughout your network. And then this is where you can customize the block page. So you saw before that I had a logo on my on the blocked page, so you can add your own logo and then customize it with just text saying what the block is or whatever you want to really show the end user. And then reporting, you can generate reports, whether it's weekly, monthly, or every day, and can click on schedule, and then you can email these logs to your email address on a set time. If I can show you some of the logs that I personally have. This is an overview of the logs. So if this was emailed to me every day at 7 o'clock saying the status of the network. So you don't have to really worry about the if something is wrong with your network, you'll get an overview of the network at a set time of the day. Yeah, so there are plenty of reporting options. You can click on total requests, destination, category wise. So all of these logs are available to you on demand. And if you go to admin, finally, you can manage your user policies. Let's say if you want to add an admin to your umbrella, you can do that from here. And if you have specific applications, let's say if you have a mobile app running, you can generate API keys right from here and secure that application as well. So that's the end of the live demo. And this is why we really recommend Umbrella for our SMB customers, because it is built into the foundation of the internet. So you don't have to really worry about anything going within your network, because it's a foundational component of how internet works. So intelligence to see attackers before they're launched. So even if an attack is trying to force you to download something, it will not let you download the malicious file. And the third thing is it gives you visibility into your entire network. So you don't have to really worry about your network. All you have to do is maybe log into your dashboard and see what's going on within your network, even if the users are not in your network right now, even if they're going remote work, even if they're sitting behind a specific branch, you'll have visibility into what they're doing. And I think one of my favorite parts is that you can deploy this within minutes across your entire network. This is very cost effective, especially for an SMB customer. And also if you have a firewall or if you have any other security measures in place right now, you don't have to really get rid of them, but this can complement them. So if you have a firewall, let's say a Fortinet firewall, for example, you can add this on top of the Fortinet firewall to increase visibility and increase security within the network. This is a great way to really understand what Umbrella the power of Umbrella. So we can really give you a free trial, let's say for a month. Even for a month, we can let you run Umbrella and see the power of Umbrella, so you can get a hands-on experience of your network and your devices, the device security, sorry. The best part is you can deploy this within 30 minutes. And if you guys really want this solution, you can contact us. We can really give you free trials as you wish. So we've come to the end of the webinar, and this is the time for question and answers. If you guys have any questions, please post us on the chat and we will get back to you soon. Alex, do we have any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I think we do got one question here.
Yeah.
So they're asking, is there a minimum purchase license for Umbrella?
Yeah, so there's no minimum purchase license.
Correct,
so
correct.
if you have even 2 or 3 users that you need to be protected, you can add users on the go, and you can buy a minimum. There's no minimum number that you need to buy. So if you get 40 licenses and let's say 10 users don't use Umbrella, you can get rid of the 10 and pay as you go. So Depending on your umbrella usage, only you pay.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Let's have a look. Yeah, we got another one. So what they said, I already got a 40K client, 40K firewall installed. So do I still need to install Umbrella to protect my network? Yeah, this is a very interesting point. So I've been heard from some of my customers said whether we need to install the Umbrella on top of their existing firewall. So I would say you don't, in the current circumstance, you don't really rely on just one security companies. For example, if you already install your FortiGate firewall, you can still use the Umbrella because Umbrella will act as the first layer of the defense. Means we did a test before. So before the firewall will more like act as a passive to detect all the traffic in and out. But for what Umbrella can do is before you get the traffic, because there might be some zero-day attack, so your firewall might not be able to recognize. And if you're using Umbrella, before the attackers initiate the traffic, all the requests can be blocked by using by the Umbrella client or by the Umbrella proxy service on the cloud.
Right. So to summarize that, you can't really replace Umbrella with a 40, let's say, a firewall, and a firewall can't be replaced with Umbrella. So they complement each other really well.
Correct.
Is there any more questions? Seems like that's all the questions we've got. All right, then. Thank you for joining today's webinar. We hope to see you guys next week again at Friday at 11 a.m. We hope we added some value to your SMB, and we hope to see you next week as well. Thank you.